All right. So when you go to the MLS system, you're able to updates like this. So you see how I have have my market update set up. So every day as a buyer's agent, you need to know what's going on the market. If you plan to put buyers in contract, you plan to be serious about doing deals and working with buyers at a level that I'm talking about, you need to be updated with the market. So when you come into the office on a daily basis or whichever office you're working at, you need to make sure you're up to date with what's on the market. All right. So what I will do when I come in the morning, you see right here, it says today's listing. So these are all the listings that were that were put on the MLS today. I'm going to go ahead and click the Long Island, the Long Island area. These are areas that I've put together that I want to focus on, right? So in Elmont today, this property just hit the market. Okay. Hey Jerome, how you doing? So in Elmont today, this property right here just hit the market. 1587 Madison Street over in Elmont. Listing price is $619. Okay. So I know that this just hit the market. If I had a buyer that is interested in this property, then I would take them obviously to go and see the property, right? Then you also have, you know, another property that hit the market in Floral Park. Does this answer your question, Rebecca?
Yes, thank you.
There's another way you can do this too, where it's called a prospect search. So ultimately, you have the list when you first log into MLS, and then there's also what's called a prospect search, where as soon as something is listed, you're going to get an email sent directly to you. Okay, so I'm going to hit search right here, and then I'm going to head on over to where it says prospect search. So what prospect search does is it's a search that you set up where you save the search for the customer, and as soon as something hits the market, you're going to get an email alert as soon as it hits the market and it fits the customer's criteria. So you can have that done on an hourly basis with a more aggressive customer, every 6 hours, once daily. Are you guys following? You following?
Repeat that, please.
Okay, no problem. So you go to search. You following? Search, the search area, right? And then there's what's called a prospect search. And you're able to create the prospect search and every time something hits the market that fits your customer's criteria, it will send you out an email. So my take on this, as I tell all the agents, is let automation do the work, and you're focused on creating and maintaining the customer relationships. So your job right now is to really kind of focus on, you know, automating the system, creating systems, right? While you know, you as the individual is also focused on maintaining the human relationship. So this here is a system. Every time something hits the market that fits your buyer's criteria, there would be an email sent automatically to them. So that email can go out hourly, it can go out every 6 hours, or it can go out once daily, right? If it's a customer that you're working with that's hot, they have a great budget, they're ready to go, we can put them in contract immediately. Then we want to focus on that hourly, right? There's some customers every 6 hours. There's some customers maybe you're really not working with them as much, but you want to keep them on drip campaigns. You can do once daily, okay? And the customer gets an alert. Either it can go to the customer or you can just have it come to you. It just basically depends on your preference. And you can write a custom email in here. You can also set it up for residential, if it's condo, rental, land, commercial. And
So this
the
is like collaborate.
Collaborate is a different system. That's a totally different system. So I don't
Yeah,
want
but
to use it. But
the same way where it can,
it's
as soon as you put the information in, whereas not as soon as you can set it for the different hours and so on. It's not exactly like, but similar.
It's similar. Yes, it is similar in the way of where you can actually put a prospect search there. You know, from that perspective, where you can create the prospect search. Does that answer? Does everybody understand how to do this? All right.
Yeah.
Now, let's take it a step back. Let's take it a step back for the newer agents, because we have individuals on this call who are at different levels in the game. All right. So when you are utilizing the MLS, I'm going to do a simple search. When you're utilizing the MLS, we're going to do residential, available, public, private. And Earl, you pay attention to this as well too. So it's residential, available, public, private. I'm going to hit continue. Okay. Now, let's say the buyer is looking in Baldwin. We're going to type in Baldwin. And I'm going to show you guys a quick trick. So stay on this live, on this Zoom, because I'm going to teach you guys some really like cool tricks with the MLS. So it's Baldwin. We can also do Freeport. We can do Roosevelt, right? Now, let's see who's on this call. Let's do a little roll call real quick. Mr. Alam, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Kash. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. What's a buyer's price? What would you say a buyer's price point is? Like, give me a pre-approved buyer. Let's work with that. A pre-approved buyer.
For 650.
650. Okay. So I usually go 20,000 above. In this market, you know, it's crazy. You probably have to go 50,000 above. No, I'm joking, but I usually go like 20,000 above, asking, and about 100,000 below. Doubt that's going to work in today's market, but we're just making an example here. All right. Now, how many bedrooms are we working with Mr. Alam? How many bedrooms are you looking for?
I would put 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms. How many bathrooms?
2 bath.
2 bathrooms. Okay. 2 bathrooms. All right. And I'm also recording this training too. If anybody needs the recording again, we can possibly shoot that out to you if you need that. All right. So 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You need a basement maybe?
Yes, a full basement.
Full basement. Okay. Do you mind if it's finished?
No, just like full is good enough.
Okay, perfect. All right, no REO, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and submit. Okay.
What is REO?
REO is a real estate owned property. So when the property does not sell at auction, the bank then forecloses, then relist it with a real estate brokerage. Or you understand?
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So it's in pre-foreclosure. Then there is actual foreclosure once the bank forecloses on the property. And then if it doesn't sell at auction, right, then they relist it with a brokerage. All right. So now, guys, we're gonna go ahead and
Ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting you. Pertaining to what he just asked, why do you not include REO properties in the search pool?
Because those kinds of properties, like REO, short sales, those types of properties, usually have like a lot of competition. Like a short sale within itself, the price that you see it listed for is not the exact price, right? Because a agent just basically puts a number on the property, but then it has to be negotiated with the bank to get the final number, and it just becomes like a whole process. So I would rather find someone something that's ready to go right now. You following?
Okay, got you.
Definitely. With the REO, same thing. There's a process. You have to go on a website, submit offers. And I'm not saying that these types of deals don't go through for end buyers, meaning regular buyers, but I would rather focus on things that's actually going to close within 45 to 60 days, in other words.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. And it takes up to, sometimes it can, on those shorts, it can take up to 90 days to even hear back from the bank, right? It's a process. All right. So just so you guys understand, this is the list price. This right here is the agent remarks. This is very important. These are the remarks that the other agent left for us, right? So the other agent has left these remarks for you. Remember, it's the multi-listing service where there are other agents who put their listings here and they want to work with you. So they're leaving some remarks for you. Then there's the public remarks. Remember, we said that when you put a property on the MLS, it's filtered to over 100 different websites. This description is what buyers will see on Zillow. Okay. So you guys understand, right? So as you scroll down, it has this information here, which is pretty much self-explanatory. You scroll down a little bit, it has open house information, right? So with this open house information, this is very helpful because if you have a buyer looking in this price point, you have a definite showing this weekend, right? Or whenever. When is the 12th? This weekend, no? Saturday and Sunday. So you have a definite showing this Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the showing instructions. So if we want to see the property, we have to take a look at the showing instructions. Then there is the status show number. This is the number that we call to see if the property is still available. We're usually calling and we're asking them, is it still available and how does the property show? If you're unable to get anybody at this number, then you want to just reach out on these numbers. And you also may want to shoot them an email. You can get their email directly right there. All right. Any questions with that so far?
No.
Nope.
All right. Perfect. All right. So let's see if we can choose someone who can walk us through a quick search. Rebecca, you want to walk us through a quick search real quick?
Sure. You mean like just to kind of review what you just showed us?
Yes.
Or okay. Yeah. So basically what I do is go on search if I'm looking for what? A comp, let's just say.
No, not a comp. Just a regular search.
Of a property. Residential, and then like what you put, available, unavailable. I'm sorry, just available, and then public and private.
Continue. Yeah. Okay.
And then I pick the town.
Okay, yeah. So the town we can do New Hyde Park, right? New Hyde Park. I like. Okay, floral. All right. We got that.
Okay, so you want a specific address?
No. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put, let's say 575, right?
Right. So I do a price range. And then as far as I leave everything, maybe like if they have like a minimum bedrooms that they're searching for. So let's say if they're looking for a 3-bedroom, I would, put that as a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Baths I leave open, kitchen and all that. If they're looking for a single family, I just punch in single family.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I leave the interior, everything alone, unless they're very specific about what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Then Well, like you mentioned about the REO, so we want to remove that REO, so that's not what we're looking for.
Mhm.
And then just, I'm sorry.
No, I said absolutely.
Right. Well, that's as far as I know, because I know when I was doing the comps, that's what Reese had, suggested not to do. Other than that, I just hit submit and then just see what comes up. And then if I need to revise the criteria to be more specific, then I revise it.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing I want to also touch bases on with you guys, always remember, what tells us where a person can buy is price and taxes. Very important, okay? What tells us where a person can buy is obviously price and taxes. When you're dealing with Long Island, you have to be careful with the taxes, or anywhere where taxes are higher, right? Mount Vernon, Jersey, anywhere where taxes are higher, you have to be careful, because when a person is pre-approved, they are pre-approving them based on purchase price and taxes. Has anyone heard that before? Purchase price and taxes.
No, that's a first time for me.
First time. All right. So who's that? You're a newer agent?
Yeah, it's Billy.
Okay. Yes, Billy. All right, cool. So for the newer agents, because again, everyone is on this Zoom here is on different levels, but for the newer agents, when someone is pre-approved, again, they're pre-approved based on purchase price and taxes. You have to make sure that again, if you're dealing with higher tax areas, what taxes the loan officer used to pre-approve the buyer. Because if they're pre-approved for 450 with 7,000 in taxes, and you take them to go see a home for 450 with 17,000 in taxes, that's a totally different ball game now, right? Because they're not pre-approved for 17,000 in taxes. What's going to happen is the pre-approval is going to go down. Taxes are higher, pre-approval goes down. Taxes are lower, pre-approval goes higher. You guys understand? And these are things that you can touch bases with the lender. Whenever you do get a pre-approval, you should always touch bases with the lender to introduce yourself, and you guys should be working as a team in order to get this deal to the closing table. Okay, so let's see. If I wanted to show this property, Linda, why couldn't I show it today if I wanted to show this property? I don't know if Linda is on, or anyone on the call right now. If I wanted to show this property, why couldn't I show it today?
Got here. Most
It's
showing
drive-by only?
4 hours.
Yes, it is drive-by only. So I'm making sure everybody's on point here,
Yep.
right? Go ahead. Who was that?
This was Lipsy.
Okay, yes. So it's drive-by only here, okay? Now, another thing that concerns me about this property is I know that this area is in what we call an incorporated village, okay? And I only see a town tax, so I will have to verify what the village taxes are. In this area in Freeport, the village taxes are usually anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000, but again, I need to verify it. Does everybody understand this?
Yep.
All right. So in Long Island, or in different areas, you would have what we call incorporated villages. What are incorporated villages? Incorporated villages are places that have their own, like, police. They have their own, they have their own little community going on, such as Garden City, Freeport, Hempstead. They have their own police, all of that stuff. So on top of paying the town tax, you're also paying a village tax for the extra things that come with it. Does everybody understand this?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, Tosh, I answered that. What's an incorporated village? All right. So before
Can
we
I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why would a property be listed as drive-by only?
The reason why they may be listed as drive-by only, there might be issues going on inside. There might be tenant issues. There might be There's various different reasons why it will be listed, but mainly one of the main things I've seen throughout my career is just tenant issues. Tenants just aren't cooperating. Got it?
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So how do we verify the village taxes?
The village taxes, you actually have to call the village to verify that. The actual town taxes, you can either call the town or you can go onto mynationalproperty.com to verify that.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Got that?
Yes.
All right, good, good. All right, so before we move on to the next thing, let's see how many people right now like the training. If you like the training, type yes in the chat right now. If you like the training, you're a new agent, you're excited right now, you like the training, type yes in the chat box right now. Let's see who's still here. All right, all right, all right. I see a bunch of yeses coming in. There we go, guys. There we go. Thank you guys. All right, so now I want to teach you guys, oh, actually I forgot, teach you guys a quick trick real quick. Sorry about that. So I love the energy, so I'm going to give up some secrets, right? So you go to, when you go to search, right, remember to pay attention to those incorporated villages. If you're not sure with an incorporated village, which towns are incorporated, which villages are incorporated, I'm sorry, you can always Google incorporated villages in Long Island, and they will come up. Okay, so I'll do that, do a regular search. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now, when you're on the search screen, right? The reason why the prospect search is one of the most powerful searches in the MLS is because let's just say you search for a property. We just did a search for a customer just now. As soon as you log out the MLS, someone lists the property. The perfect property for your customer was just listed right after you logged out, right? So now, how do we make sure that we don't miss anything? There's a little arrow right here. Boom. Okay. And what MLS allows you to do is you can save the prospect search. So you see how it says prospect search? So I can name the search, let's say Steve Martin. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, Cash. Can you do this again so that I actually missed that? Do you mind?
So what you're going to do, there's a little section here, right, where you can hit prospect search. Right? You see, instead of going back, remember I showed you guys in the beginning how to do the search. Instead of going all the way back and putting in the search, you can actually do the search directly from the MLS system right here in the actual search screen. So you got that, Lipsy?
Yeah.
And I'm
What's the Cash? I'm sorry. What's the objective of this? What's the purpose, or what's the shortcut purpose?
to create a prospect search. So to make it simple, a prospect search is a drip campaign. So you know how you go to Macy's and you give them your email and they're sending you a whole bunch of offers? You with me, Rebecca?
Yes.
So we're able to create drip campaigns for our customers just the same way Macy's can, just the same way Saks can. We can create a drip campaign with things that they like and things that pique their interest. The way we do that is, again, by creating what's called a prospect search. All a prospect search is, guys, is a simple drip campaign. And all of your buyers that you're working with, if you have 6 hot buyers or 7 hot buyers, all of those buyers should be on what we call a drip campaign. If not, then you're not in their face every second. They're just going to go and work with another agent. So you have to make sure you're in your buyer's face as often as possible, right? So right now, I have a hot buyer. His name is Steve Martin. We're going to make this buyer up, Steve Martin. I want to make sure he gets properties on an hourly basis because I understand that the market is very competitive, and he also understands that the market is very competitive. So what I'm going to do is change it to Steve Martin, right? Put his name. We're going to go ahead, put his name. We're going to go ahead and put his email. Okay. We're going to hit save. Okay. So now this search I just did, the first search I did, I saved it. So every time something hits the market that fits Steve Martin's criteria, he's going to get an email and I'm going to get an email. You guys understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Rebecca, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now every time on an hourly basis, the system is consistently checking if anyone listed any new properties. Anytime it catches that someone lists a new property within that hour, you and Steve will be getting an email. So the system is ultimately working as an assistant and for you. If you set it up the right way, you can have your entire buyer business automated based on the system working for you even when you're sleeping, right? Who wants that type of action happening, right? Definitely. All right. So any additional questions with the MLS?
Okay. I do have it. Like
Yes.
as you said that, we can create a prospect search, but as you know, in such a competitive market we are as of now, the property hits the market and it's, off in 2 days. And once, if you are working with the active buyers, they want to see the property, but it's not available for you to show. So how do you reply to them? I need your expert advice on that.
So you're saying that the property hits the market, then by the time you call to go show the property, within 2 days, the property is off the market. Is that what you're saying?
It's not necessarily off the market, but you know how the agents are, they're reluctant to show it because they might be having other offers and stuff like that, because the moment it hits the market, and if it's, at a good price point and it's decent looking property, it just goes off, So at that point, how do you explain your buyer that why is it not available to show? What happened just in 2 days?
Well,
what answers you can give to just,
well,
that makes you look good.
Well,
not-
let's see. One of the main things that we should be doing when we are working with buyers is properly giving the buyer realistic expectations, right? When you're dealing with buyers and you're a buyer's agent, we need to understand that it's teamwork. The buyer needs to understand that we're now a part of a team. We're building a bond. So the same way that you understand that things are hitting the market and within 2 days or 3 days they're gone, the buyer needs to have an in-depth understanding that the market is very hot, right? This is where the consultation comes in. The market is very hot, and you need to understand that sometimes there will be properties that hit the market and within a certain period of time, they're gone. So what that tells the buyer with the proper consultation, obviously, is that they need to have some level of urgency. So whenever I send you something, I need to have them hear, and they need to hear it, and they need to repeat it themselves. Whenever I send you something, I need you to be ready to go out to see the property. Another thing is, sometimes we're going to have to put in offers right away. You will be comfortable with that, right, Lipsy?
Right.
Right. So these are the things that you want to say to the buyer. So when, these things happen where you put in an offer, they have 15 offers and the buyer really loves the house and they don't get the house, they have to have an understanding just the same way that you have, that it's business and the market is hot, but they have to be willing to go out and see properties and pull the trigger as soon as possible when they see something.
Okay. And that does not provide them too much of, kind of information that they get overwhelmed with? I'm just asking, just curious.
No, you're not giving them too much information. You're just giving, just the same way I explained it to you. Your buyer needs to understand what's, what they're walking into, right? Because again, you don't want to waste your time either with taking
Right.
people out and they're getting mad at you because their offer isn't accepted. If they're getting mad at you or they're feeling a certain type of way, again, they're not being properly informed of what's going on. I mean, and it's everywhere. I saw a property the other day that went under contract $1 million over asking. Did you guys see that one? Right? So,
Wow.
again, my main thing is this: the buyers need to understand, just the same way you understand, that it's a competitive market. And it helps you because when they understand that it's a competitive market and they need to put in offers and they need to go see properties, when you show them something, they're less likely to give you pullback because they understand that they might lose it. The other day, I was helping an agent with a deal, and the buyer actually sent us a list, like from her home inspection. She had an accepted offer. She did a home inspection. She sent a list. I'm like, just send us 5 items. I want 5 items. Right? When I do home inspections, I don't need the whole report. I need 5 items. Send me 5 items. She sent the 5 items, but Lipsy, I was very careful on how I handled that. I said to her, listen, I'm going to try to negotiate these 5 items for you.
Okay.
You have to understand right now, the market is very competitive. To be honest with you, they could say no and they can go with another offer. They already have 14 offers. You just could tick them off and they go with somebody else. Lipsy, do you still want me to try to get these 5 items taken care of for you? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
You want me to try?
Yes.
All right. But you understand what I said, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead, Lipsy, and put these 5 items together and email it over to the other agent, right? But the thing is, remember what I said. If we send these 5 items, ultimately they can possibly go with another offer. They don't have to take care of these 5 items. And you're saying that you're okay with that, correct?
Yes. That's
All
what I'm getting.
right.
To be honest, I just want to convey what I am getting.
No? You're getting nervous, no?
That's what I'm getting it, but luckily we are closing on that property soon. The seller agreed to do that.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
What I'm doing is letting you hear it, and I'm creating the fear of loss. You understand? So,
Right, correct.
now I sent over the 5 items that she wanted to get done. The other agent said, absolutely not. My seller has 14 offers. These people are not asking for this. So the lady texts back Ashley and said, 12 o'clock at night. Like we're scrambling trying to keep this deal together. Lady says we're going with another offer. They don't want all this stuff done. So I said, hold on. Tell them that the buyer said they don't want those things anymore. So now I contacted the buyer, like 12 o'clock at night. She probably was sleeping. So I'm like, listen, they're about to go with another offer. They're saying that they don't want to get these 5 things done. She was like, okay, no problem. Tell them to send contracts, right? Because I already set the tone. So she knew I was trying for her, but she already had a proper consultation and understood that she could lose the deal if she pushed this agenda. Right. So when
you mean the tonality makes a lot of difference.
What's that?
You mean that the tonality makes a lot of difference.
It's the tonality and also consultation. It's like going to the doctor and you're about to get a surgery and they're telling you they're going to do the surgery and you're not in the clear of exactly what they're going to do. That will kind of make you upset. No, if you're not really too sure or you're confused, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. it's like a consultation. When we're dealing with buyers, we have to give them the proper consultation so they feel secure and they're sold on working with us. If we're not giving proper consultations, then you're going to have problems with buyers, especially in this market. If we're putting in an offer and the buyer loses the bid or their offer is not accepted, they should not be upset with anyone because they had a proper consultation and they understand that you win some and you lose some.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
did that help you?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks.
All right.
For addressing that.
All right. No problem. If you ever need help, just, speaking to a buyer, let me know.
Mhm.
I'm here. All right.
Thanks.
All right. Good. All right. So who else we have with a question? Thank you, Lipsy. Who else we have? We have Rebecca. Go ahead. Feel like I'm on Jeopardy or something, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Alex.
All
All
right.
right. Okay. So yeah, just to the last comment that you were mentioning to the other agent, it's just setting really the right expectation, whether you're dealing both with the buyer or the seller. It's always good to set their expectation. I just wanted to add that as a comment, but I did have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm looking for comps, let's just say within a particular area, and all these listings pop up, there are filters where I can look through them via lists, via photos. So
Mhm.
let's say hypothetically, I click on the photos, right? So they give me the first picture for every listing. But when I click on them, it gets me into the picture. But when I click the arrow, it clicks over to the next listing. So is there an easier way for me to, I just think it's so.
All right, let me get in there with you,
Okay.
and frame like what you're asking. So, which part are you in the map search, or where are we right now?
I'm just searching right now. Let's just say search for houses in Massapequa. Let's just put it that way. Pick
Okay.
any. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't even matter. Just hit submit at this point.
Okay.
So you get all these listings. Now on the top where it says, list, it says view, map, photos, slideshow. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so if obviously we are under the list.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to photos, if you click on photos.
Okay, like you're trying to, what is it you're trying to do? And I'll explain, I'll try to.
I'll show you. Go hit photos on the top.
Okay, so right here.
There you go. Yeah. So these are the lists that we just saw, right? This is in a different format of viewing it.
Yes.
If I click on them, click on it,
mm-hmm.
anyone,
Mm-hmm.
it just shows me the first photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I click to the arrow next to it,
it takes you to the next one.
Yeah. Well, not the photo. Sometimes it takes me to the next listing.
Yeah, it because that listing may just have one photo. You're following? It's probably, yeah, it's going to automatically take you to the next listing. What is it that you're trying to do? And I could simplify it for you. Is it that you're just trying to see certain properties? What is it that you're trying to do exactly?
Well, I like the photo format because then I can see all the photos from the first pictures that they're providing to see if that's even like a property that I would even consider showing my buyer or whatever the case may be. But you click on it, which is fine. It gets you in, but then I'm hoping to get more deep into it. That's all, but it doesn't allow you to.
Yeah.
So I would
it
have to click back and go to list and then click, like right now you're in the list. Now click any one of those listings.
Yeah, you would simply have to, kind of go through it. It's not actually.
I just wanted to know if there was an easy way other than the long way that I've been doing it.
I can push this list. Let me see if I can push this list to Collab, which is another system. I can push it to Collab, and then on Collab, I can do exactly what you're asking me to do. So I can go to list. It's just taking a little while to load because I'm on Zoom. That's why I was asking, because if you give me the exact, like what you're looking to do, then I can format it for you in such a way. So Collab could do that. You see what I'm saying?
So if you click on it, go ahead.
Yeah, so Collab will be able to do it. So we push the list over to Collab, and then we're able to do, this is what you want to do, correct?
Yeah, what happens when you click in?
When you click in, it just pulls up the listing.
Perfect. That's what I would like. It would be so much easier if it did that from MLS.
Yeah, so you can push it. There's another system called Collaborate where you can push it there. And then when you push it into Collaborate, it will do exactly what you're looking to do.
Yeah, because on the other way that I showed you, it doesn't give me the details. It just shows me photos. And then if I move on to the next, it moves on to the next listing. So if I wanted to, learn more about the details of the property, I have to go back and then go to the listing and then find the address.
No.
It's just a few extra steps that I thought maybe if there was an easier way, I'd like to know.
Yeah, it's a little ancient too, this system, but Collaborate is like the new school. I go over this actually on Thursday at 4 p.m. I'll be in this system a lot more in depth in regards to what we can do with this particular system. But this system is a powerhouse within itself, where it allows us to even text properties to the customers a phone. There's a lot that you can do with this particular system.
Collab, that is, right?
Collab, yep. So Thursday, 4 p.m., I'll be going over MLS, and I'll also include Collaborate as well, where I'll go in depth with it.
Okay, so is Collab built in MLS? Is that a separate system or software that I have to get?
No, it's built in MLS. So within
Got it.
MLS, all of these, if you go to MLS One Key, all of these particular links are all programs that MLS offers.
Okay,
These are separate systems, but they're all partnered with the MLS.
got it. Okay, and thank you. Last question that I have, which is great. So I'll be there on Thursday for the collab because I have yet to learn about that.
4 p.m.
Got it. All right, last question. Does MLS or Stratus or whoever have a 24-hour hotline to call if we did get stuck on something and we wanted to explore more about MLS? Do they have any separate type of training for that, or this is the only training we get?
No. I'll show you exactly. Let me pull up MLS's number. I'll put MLS's number in the chat so everybody could reach out to MLS if need be, if you need anything. But I'll show you something. I know these systems very well because I did exactly what you're asking. I attended a lot of the MLS trainings in the beginning. So MLS has like a lot of trainings that they offer. Here is one training. This is the Stratus demo webinar, just kind of what I just went over. And they're also giving you 3 credits and 3 CE credits. And it's also only $30 right now. And that's going to be running between June 10th. It's going to be on June 10th. So it's going to be from 10 to 1. And they're also giving you 3 hours CE with that. 3 credits.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, and I did sign up with something, so I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you.
Yep. So, and they're going to be doing it online. So a lot of the courses you can actually find right. There's actually on the website, they have the courses and everything. All of the courses that are coming up, you can actually find right here. This one is what technology should you use with your buyers. That's going to be June 9th. And that's going to also be 3 credits. So you guys may want to sign up for that. Here are the courses right here that are coming up. Agency and ethical business practices. This is something that you guys may want to take right now. MLS Stratus demo. That's kind of what I just did. This is a MLS Stratus demo class. Those of you who are new, please make sure you do your new agent orientation unless they'll shut down your MLS. Writing your business plan. This sounds like a good course. Success with 203K purchase rehabilitation transactions. This is another one that you guys should try to get involved with. Working with sellers to price properties using Stratus CMA maps and public records. So there's a lot of training that's happening on the MLS, and you guys are paying for it. You pay your yearly dues. It's not just to pay it to have access to MLS, but there's a lot of training that comes with that, not only here in the brokerage, but also outside of the brokerage that you guys can take advantage of. All right. So let me just show you guys really quickly, because there was one thing that we didn't get to do. Residential, available, public, private, continue. Now, Rebecca, do you have an address that I could check real quickly so I can show them how to do that?
For public records, sure.
No, just give me a listing, just a regular listing that's listed right now.
Well, I just got my first listing.
Oh,
So
it's on MLS?
no, not yet. I'm gonna upload it later.
All right, congratulations on that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna put this listing. I found a listing here. It's called 78 Melrose. So let's do 78 Melrose. The less information, the better. And that's in Massapequa. All right, so I didn't have to put the entire name. I just put the simpler the better. Now we're gonna hit submit. Boom, comes right up. All right, so just so you guys understand how to do it, let me do it again. Residential, available, public, private, continue. We're gonna hit Massapequa. And then it's gonna be 78 Melrose. Submit. Property comes right up. All right, guys. So yeah, that's it there. Any other questions that anybody has? How many CE you have to take to renew your license? 22.5 hours to renew your license. Okay, 22.5 hours here in New York. All right. So any additional questions regarding MLS or anything? Stratus.
Can you show the map search? How we do the map search?
You want to do a map search?
Yeah.
All right. So it's very simple. Residential, available, public, private. Map search. Maybe I should just do it from the other screen. No, I'll do it from here, not to confuse you. Residential, available, public, private. Right? Residential, available, public, private, continue. Okay. So I do the county. So if it's going to be Nassau County, okay. Submit. Let's say we were doing like a comp. So I can do. And you want to search like a specific property, or how do you want it? What are you looking to search?
Like we draw the like circle or any rectangle like we can do on Zillow or Redfin.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want to do it like you're doing a comp, or you just want to find?
Just want to find properties.
A property. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. So residential, available, public, private. Nassau, submit, map search right here. Right. So what you want to do, let's just say you want to draw a circle around a specific area, you can just draw the circle right there. So if it's going to be Hicksville, we're going to do Hicksville. If it's going to be Deer Park, we just do Deer Park. If it's going to be Center Reach, we just do Center Reach. You understand?
Yeah.
And obviously we have to put in to narrow it down. That's why it's loading like this, because we didn't put all the criteria. I'm just showing you an example, but as we start to put in the criteria and all of that, it really narrows this down, and you don't have this where it's looking for properties.
All right. Okay.
All right, definitely. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and say the company mantra. Everybody should know